No doubt about that.
The Jazz looking to advance to the second round for the second consecutive season. Gobert and Adams will jump it off. Carmelo Anthony back to Westbrook.
Now this is about the rest of the team. The big three are averaging double figures or better. The rest of the team has got to step up here tonight. And more important, the pressure is on Anthony as well as Westbrook to shoot a high percentage.
Carmelo Anthony sat most of the comeback and comes out and bricks one on his first field goal attempt.
Well, we wanted to bring it out. See, Westbrook shooting 39%, Anthony only
Utah turnover. They trail by 4.
See, this young guy has had a ton of talent, but he's had a ton of injuries. And you just look at him, he's 6'6", he's from Australia, we know he's got talent. But what you want to see him do is defend and then also get to the basket and make things happen for you. Make Westbrook play you.
Westbrook with a high arcing mid-range jumper right over Crowder. And that's a shot that they seem to be willing to give Westbrook, though.
Yeah, well, Westbrook, come on, let's face it, that's his area. Foul line extended on the right or left side. That's his outlet. When he's shooting poorly, he tries to get there.
Jay Crowder got inside, and they miss another one at the rim.
Play the glass. That's from that angle, you play the glass.
Westbrook got it back from Grant. Now they post up to Adams. A little mismatch here on the shorter Jay Crowder.
Oh,
Walks him down.
Nice move.
Gobert came with the help. Grant open, and he makes the Jazz pay from downtown.
Now that's big. You force him. Why? Because Grant is not a three-point shooter. In this series, he is 0 for 4. They screen about 15 to 20 feet towards the sideline out of bounds. So you have to decide whether you're getting in or over the screen.
Joe Ingles drives it in the paint. A whistle and a foul going to go against Steven Adams. Let's check in with Israel.
The movement of the ball. Both teams have 2 turnovers. And an interesting stat, not a foul shot has been attempted yet at either end.
Alex Burks getting some action here, getting a touch. Royce O'Neal also in for the Jazz. Crowder for 3.
Oh, they needed that. They needed that for the confidence. See, when you're accustomed to taking 32 shots, you got to make a high percentage, and they've been doing it, 11 plus.
Jay Crowder coming off a career playoff high, 27 in Game 5 a couple of nights ago. His father Corey here in the stands watching tonight, former member of the Utah Jazz. Under a minute to go, Felton driving. Inside, boy, Jeremy Grant active on the glass.
Well, see, this is perfect for Jeremy Grant. Such an athlete. Can really sky, get on the glass, and he can play anyone defensively. So he gives you a plus because now you can switch any place you want to and have him on even a perimeter player.
Ingles turns it over.
Never jump, never leave the floor. Always leave the floor to shoot.
Carmelo Anthony, unhesitant that time. He's now 1 for 3 from the field. Whoops. Burks losing his footing a little bit. About a 9-second difference between the shot and the game clock.
When this guy came in the league, he had a ton of talent. Injuries have been really tough for his career.
He's going to go to the free throw line here, QB, and shoot a pair. Alec Burks out of Colorado. 5-point lead for the Thunder. Missing the first. Let's take a look at the Thunder Jazz remaining schedule. Folks, it's pretty simple. If Utah wins tonight, it's over. If the Thunder win, it'll be Game 7 on ABC. And, the great thing about these playoffs, I packed 2 suits and a few extra shirts and bring the passport because you never know where we're going.
That's
right?
exactly right. Well, with Toronto putting it to Washington and Washington tonight, we know that we are not going for a Game 7 in Toronto.
And the Cleveland Cavaliers, wow, getting drilled tonight in Indianapolis by the Pacers. Will be a Game 7 on ABC between LeBron James looking for his 8th straight finals appearance in the Pacers. 2 to go for Felton. Jacks one at the buzzer, and this is almost everything. Utah's 18 points, their lowest this quarter in the series.
George is playing 41 minutes a game in this series, averaging 28 points. shooting 45% and 41 and 3. Now with Crowder on him, this is a major matchup in this game.
Westbrook gets to his spot, got the roll, another body down in the paint, another whistle, another foul. Folks, it's physical here tonight in Royce O'Neal. And Adams knocks down the free throw. OKC leading by 6 on a 7-0 run.
Now you have to remember now, without Gobert in there now, without him in there, they have no shot blocking. I'm sorry. He's in there right now.
Mitchell outside. A lot of contact. The foul going to go against Jeremy Grant, the Pelicans. The other one was against OKC the first time they met earlier this season. And he said that after the game, Westbrook, George, and Carmelo came up and had some kind words of encouragement for him. But this is business here tonight.
That was an excellent move by George, and then also the offensive rebounding has been terrific.
Westbrook backs him down and gets the bucket to fall. He took the rookie to school that time.
Well, you're hoping that your big three can score. Now, Anthony did a nice job when he was out here. Westbrook is scoring. They got to get George going here with a high percentage.
Mitchell tried to do it himself. And here comes Westbrook. The unrelenting, ruthless Russell Westbrook had that rim out of bounds. Both coaches, meanwhile, wired for sound.
We're getting stops. Let's run and convert. We got to be committed to keep moving the ball. We're not going to get something right away. It's all about our D.
Well,
the defense unlocks everything.
No doubt about that.
Keep your composure.
Ingles, cross court to Favors. Favors trying to develop that corner three this year. George in transition. Little mismatch here for Steven Adams against Ingles.
Got to take him. Nice.
And Steven Adams made them pay that time.
That's right. If you're not going to double team him, come on. He has scored a lot of points this year, and he can go baseline and he can go into the paint.
Favors on the rebound, blocked but fouled by Jeremy Grant. And that's
so they have some guys who can really get after you here and block shots. Now at the other end, unless Gobert is involved, there is not going to be any shot blocking. And that's why already Oklahoma City is on the glass big time, which they have not been able to do.
Yeah, Rudy Gobert, a major influence in the paint. One of the leaders in the Defensive Player of the Year candidacy. Favors goes 0 for 2. OKC in the midst of an 11-3 run, but the Jazz will get the ball back here. You know, the credit Derek Favors. He's got that free agency pending, but he has been a fantastic teammate this year. Nothing but all in.
Well, listen, it's hard to be in this type of a situation with this team and the chemistry that they have. Remember, this team lost their first, second, fourth, and sixth scores from a year ago.
And a primal scream by Russell to emphasize the slam dunk. And a timeout called by the Jazz.
Now, they're just blowing out here. Now, this is just a great play and then an excellent look up the floor. That's what you try to get your guy. Look up the floor. Russell was running hard. Is that Gobert has got to stop Adams and then start dominating in the paint.
Crowder left it short as the Jazz miss on another good look. And Scott Foster says OKC ball.
Whoa.
A low-scoring first half, UB. Does that favor any team in particular or not?
Look, the home team isn't out of it. As poorly as Utah is playing, they're only 6 points down, okay?
Westbrook from the elbow knocks down the jump shot. Russell Westbrook with an impressive 15 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists.
The interesting thing in the 2 games here earlier in the series, Russell has had a tough time shooting it. But today, he is on fire.
He played the entire second half of the previous game, all 24 minutes. Crowder with a long 2. His foot was on the line. And it's back to a 6-point game with under 2 minutes to go. When asked if fatigue was a question for Russell Westbrook, he said, "I choose not to be tired." Out of bounds, it'll come back, Utah basketball. Let's listen in to Quinn Snyder in the huddle.
Crazy, Ricky got hurt. No, we're fine. This is This is the kind of game our defense continues to keep us in it.
Remember, they were the #2 defensive team in the league this year.
Well, they only gave up 99 points, tied with San Antonio, like a fraction of a point behind them.
Inside they go to Favors. Tough spin move. And they miss another one from point-blank range. 8 rebounds for Adams. Westbrook partially blocked from behind. And here's Mitchell out of the pack. Ingles, corner 3.
There you go. Now, as poorly as you played.
And a foul called as well.
You look up, it's still only a 3-point game. Come on, now,
that's 5 points. 10 seconds to go.
Get it up there and get a good shot.
Snyder likes to put the ball in Mitchell's hands. He crossed up Russell.
Pretty.
Finishes with the left.
Pretty.
How many times have we seen that this year?
Gotta get it up.
Westbrook got it off. And that's the end of the first half. We played 24 minutes, and we're knotted at 41.
Now this is a prime time move as he takes the defense. There's the first guy. As he gets in here, he beats the rotate shot blocker off the glass.
NBA first round on
332, Utah 13-4, and he was a big factor. Now that he's off and running, he's got the 13 points, plus he's now made 3 threes in this game.
Melo saved the ball from going out of bounds. 5 on the shot clock, working against Royce O'Neal. Walks him down to his sweet spot and does what Melo does.
Well, see, that's what you want him to do. You want him to post up. Well, how about running some things for him rather than everything out on the perimeter?
3-point lead for the Jazz. Brewer switched out onto Mitchell. Mitchell trying to get downhill here. Spun right into traffic, but he got it back. Mitchell high. Wow!
See, that's what he does so well. He can finish in traffic. He's only 6'3", but he elevates. If he goes with his right hand, he has that dipsy do little baby hook and a push shot. He goes to his left. He plays the glass so beautifully. He sends it up there soft.
Westbrook for 3. Tries to draw the foul. Knocks it down. Looks at Gerritsen. Won't get the call. But the Thunder back to within 2.
Look, this guy has had a great game up until this point. He's 3 for 4. All right, 2 for 4 in the 3 ball, and he's done a very good job. He's had 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 18 points.
Mitchell again. He's got all 10 of their points in this half.
Well, he's just showing you what he can do. You can't just play him for the drive.
Westbrook blocked.
Great block.
Adams, great hustle for the loose ball, and got the timeout.
Yeah, he called the timeout. They gave it to him. Now, let's face it. Right now, the fans are very confident because Donovan Mitchell, once again, is putting his team on their back.
All 10 points in the half. Jazz player was that. Rick Pitino, then the coach, called Griff over and said, keep an eye on that youngster, Donovan Mitchell. He's going to be extremely special. The two of them have since struck up a very strong bond and relationship. Westbrook's jumper a little bit short.
Yeah, he was definitely a little bit of a touch by Mitchell on the release of that shot.
And Griffith frequently visits with Mitchell. Griffith himself a former Rookie of the Year with the Jazz. Favors inside.
So you can do that. Anytime you get a mismatch, Brewer on Favors, you have to go down inside. You can get those easy shots in the paint.
Biggest lead of the ball game for the Jazz.
You're rooting for Oklahoma City. Your 2 key guys are struggling. George and Anthony are 5 for 16 from the floor.
How does Coach Donovan get them going here?
Well, no, you got to set them up now. But where are the plays to do that to get them to high percentage shots in their best areas? Because right now the dribble handoffs and the pick and rolls are not getting them good looks.
Mitchell against Anthony, hit him with the hezzy. Whistle, and that's going to be an offensive foul against the rookie. A little bit out of control that time. That's his 3rd as we check in with Israel.
Thanks, Mark. One of the adjustments you'll see from the Utah Jazz after losing Ricky Rubio is going their offense through Joe Ingles. Quinn Snyder told me that he stabilizes them. He can use them as a pick and roll ball handler. He can initiate offense by running off screens because he's such a dangerous shooter. Ingles said he appreciated or accepted his role basically midway through the season, where he decided to start thinking score first instead of pass first, and now he's a lot more comfortable in this role. You saw some of that late in the first half, his offensive aggressiveness, but come the fourth quarter, it's probably going to be a whole lot more of Donovan Mitchell, because as Quinn Snyder told us before the game, at a certain point in the game, Donovan's got to do it for us, guys.
Ingles with that speed inside.
Right on tune. You just gave a great thing there about Ingles, and that was a beautiful pass up. It took him a while to get free, but then he made the perfect pass.
Anthony, he and George trying to find their offensive rhythm. George with a nice dime inside to Adams for an easy jam.
See, anytime that you have George or you have Anthony down in the post area, whether you run them on a pick and roll, run to the low box, it causes confusion, and then when you come off the dribble, you have a 2-on-1 situation.
Good playmaking that time by George. Mitchell going right at Anthony.
There it is.
It up. Oh!
Hold on. Now that's
showtime.
The spin and then the scoop. Now I don't know how he does it, because it spins off the glass and it goes up there so soft.
And Russell Westbrook with a little get back at the other end. The lead back down to 5 points.
Now look, Russ has 20 in this game, and Adams is right there with 9. They're the only two guys that are scoring right now for Oklahoma City.
Favors and one.
At the top, we told you, this is
Clippers back in 2014 after a very impressive preseason. Doc Rivers will tell you it was one of the most difficult decisions he's had to make, and Ingles was picked up subsequently by the Utah Jazz and has really carved a nice niche for himself. Mitchell isolated against Abrinas. Mitchell in his bag. It's that type of night for Donovan Mitchell.
But this shot is like a feather, like we said earlier on. It just lays up there and bounces. Now, instead of doing the scoop, he gave you the fadeaway on that one.
Grant inside in traffic. A whistle and a foul called.
Now, once again, here comes Donovan on this move. Yeah, he gives you the spin. Now, instead of stepping under, he created the space by the fade and then gets the bounce. Now, look, Oklahoma City, they've got to get going here. The only two guys who can score are Adams and Westbrook. The rest of these guys are not getting shot opportunities because there's some bad foul shooting tonight at both ends.
Can anybody cool off Donovan Mitchell? He gets the switch. Adams guarding him.
Nice move.
Ingles, corner three. Crowder got it almost. Was on the way.
Now Ingles created that. Now remember, the guy's 6'8", he's left-handed. He got down in there and he hit a man in the opposite corner with a perfect wide-open shot. So you can't always keep coming out now. You have to develop a low post game if you're going to make a run.
And Russell does it himself with the 3 ball. Under 4 minutes to go. OKC trailing 67-59. Russell with 24.
Russell tonight is an extension of the last 20 minutes of Game 5.
Phenomenal. And Burks with the baseline jump shot. Paul George with a nice in and out move. Grant with an offensive board.
Grant has done a nice job since he's come in here.
Westbrook finishing with the left.
Very few guys could get there in one bounce like he just did and then take it and lay it up with the left.
There it is. Scoop off glass. He's perfect tonight in the third quarter.
I tell you, you got to love this guy. They've got that upper body. The upper body, he is so strong in the shoulders and in the arms.
He has a 20-point third quarter. OKC has scored 20 here in the period themselves. Westbrook still feeling it, and with good reason. Westbrook with 29.
Look, this young man, how about if he wasn't having a good shooting night? And we said that he struggled in this building in games 1 and 2, but he has put it all together. And like you say, the 3-ball in the last 2 games has been incredible for him.
Mitchell sizing up Steven Adams. On the blow-by, Mitchell high off glass. Gobert cleaned it up.
Well, they had 2 blue shirts. right on him, and he was still, as he sent that up high, as it hit the rim, he got the soft bounce. Gobert right there.
That was his first miss in the third quarter. Paul George. Westbrook open. And another three hits nothing but bottom.
Well, that was an unselfish play by George, because George could have forced it by dribbling into the paint, but Russell was wide open. They had a 2-on-1 on the left side of the floor.
Hey, what about the fact that Westbrook has scored the last 11? Mitchell going high. That time nobody home. He had it blocked, but he was fouled by Grant.
Now, see, that's how they played Donovan in the first quarter. He was going to the basket, so watch the blue shirts come right in, convert. See the two guys? Now, that's how tough it was.
What a third quarter for Donovan Mitchell. NBA playoff coverage continues Sunday on ABC. We got a doubleheader for you, folks. It starts with NBA Countdown at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The teams will be decided. Indiana-Cleveland already has been decided. It'll be either the 1 or the 3:30 p.m. game. We'll have two for you on Sunday. All games available on the ESPN app. And Donovan Mitchell, the 14th pick in the first round, 13th pick overall, having an epic third quarter.
Just think of all of this that's going on.
Westbrook missed it.
Well, he wanted a foul there.
And Westbrook hit his head.
Yeah, he did.
He's holding his head.
Yeah, he went in there. He was high. He was high and he was flying. And then when he hit the floor, just keep an eye on this now. Now just watch as he comes right into your camera. See, he gets hit in the back. And that's what he wanted. And then as he get there, he hit out of bounds.
Westbrook had 45 in the previous game. Guarded by Burks here. And a rare miss. He scored their last 11. Going to be a foul. Scott Foster making the call. That's going to go against Donovan Mitchell.
Well, I'll tell you what. That was a definite I'm not sure call, because Eustace and Mitchell. Just watch now as the blue shirt comes out of nowhere here. Now, as it comes up, you're going to see as he comes in, he was running into there. Now, I don't know. See, to me, it didn't happen, because right now the defense of Utah is questionable. They're a little shaky right now.
Ingles up court. If you're just joining us, Ricky Rubio out of the game with a hamstring injury. Has been point guard by committee for the Jazz. Adams switches on to Ingles. Royce O'Neal kicks it out to Crowder. That one halfway down and out. Westbrook on the break.
Here he goes.
Pushing tempo.
How about that?
Relentless Russ with the bucket.
Well, he's still hot that he didn't get the foul shots on that other play.
O'Neal with the push.
How about
and
that?
One.
Hey.
And a flex.
Mark, they had two guys who could have cut him off, and he did not allow that to happen. As he's coming in, and he gets major minutes in this series.
Westbrook gets it back and draws the foul on the ground on Burks, and there, actually, Eric Lewis going to say it's a shooting foul. That's the 15th foul. It'll put him on the line anyway.
Well, this is going to be a close. Now watch Adams as Adams rolls. No, well,
yeah, Burks got him down low.
Now,
Took the feet out from under Russell.
If you're a Utah Jazz, you're saying he was going to throw that pass to Adams, who was open going down in the paint. It would be a great argument here.
Donovan Mitchell going to check back into the ball game, albeit with 4 fouls. Time winding down in the period. Quinn Snyder making a situational substitution. Westbrook has been indefatigable, tireless, folks. You get the feeling he may not sit down for the rest of the game.
Look, without him out on the floor, there's no direction. We know that. But more important, there's nobody else who can beat these guys off the dribble, get in the paint. The second unit guys, less minutes, less shots, so they can't make a contribution. I would not be surprised, the same as you.
Mitchell working against Adams. Crossed him up. And a rare miss for Mitchell, the rookie in this quarter.
You get a shot here now.
George got a look at it. And that's the end of the third period. And what an epic third quarter for that guy, Donovan Mitchell. 22 for 2. Abrinas with the board.
Data percentage, that's what you do. You don't give them 2. Make them make the foul shots.
OKC had cut the lead down to 5, 78-73, but the Jazz respond with a 6-0 sprint. Westbrook. Adams battling and ripped by Ingles.
Now they have just had 3 costly turnovers in the last 2 minutes.
Favors, tough catch inside. Burks pulls it back out. Stares down Adams. And Abrines with the board.
Now come on. They have to, meaning Oklahoma City's got to fast break as much as they can to get the mismatches, because the half-court game outside of Westbrook, nobody else is getting high percentage shots.
Adams tries to do it himself with a jump hook. And rebounded by Jazz. Ingles will walk it up. Under 8 minutes to go.
Got a long time to go here. Long time.
Paul George getting ready to check back in. One last gasp effort for the Thunder. Favors couldn't get his hand on the rebound, out of bounds. Thunder basketball. Crowder and George check back.
Foul shots and so many in-close shots in this game. Utah has not been able to get it out up over 20.
Westbrook. Gobert with his length.
Now there's
with a
another
deflection. Burks on the break.
And these 4 turnovers have been killers.
Gobert with the post up on Brewer. A whistle. And Eric Lewis calls a foul against Corey Brewer.
Player, and it was a non-call. Now, you must foul Favors and you must foul Gobert because both guys shoot in the low 60s. So you force them, they have to go to the line and make the foul shots.
Gobert goes 1 for 2. Donovan Mitchell cooling off with 5 fouls.
Oklahoma City is 1 for 8 from the field with 5 turnovers. So that's 1 for 13. 13 possessions with only 1 field goal.
Donovan Mitchell back in. He's got 5 fouls, keep in mind. 7 minutes to go and a 13-point Jazz lead. If they win tonight, they move on to take on the Houston Rockets. Westbrook rising up and knocking down the jump shot. You cannot fault the effort of Westbrook tonight. 40 points.
The roll, Adams isn't getting the roll because they're holding him on the roll. So that leaves Westbrook with a center. Now it comes down to, do you challenge or do you shoot the mid-range shot? And he's been outstanding.
Slowly, 8 and 14, 8 and 12 at one point. Carmelo Anthony, Paul George, and Russell Westbrook as a troika learning to establish chemistry, and then they turn the corner. But the playoffs always reveal what you really are. Here's Mitchell. Working against Grant. High off glass, and a good block out by Ray Felton. 11-point lead. Westbrook downhill. Grant, the corner 3.
Nice play by Adams.
Nice little back tap.
Yeah, another offensive board for him.
George comes off the screen. Grant going to try another one. Undaunted, knocks it down, and the lead is down to 8 with plenty of time to go.
Right now, when you look at this Utah team, you understand 5 guys are in double figures. 5. And then also at the other end, only 2 guys in double figures, Westbrook and Adams for Oklahoma City. And between George and Anthony, they are 5 for 19.
Paul George just 2 field goals. Big block by Grant. Westbrook lethal in the open court. Fouled and 1 on the gather. Count it. And Russ has 42 now.
See, but no, it can't be a ticky-tack. This is the playoffs. It's got to be a hard foul grab. Don't let him go lay it up.
Got to make him feel it. He's got 43, Russell, now. That's his 7th 40-point playoff game in his career. Mitchell against Paul George.
Plenty of time.
Mitchell stepped through, tipped up, got it to go.
Now look.
The rookie, spectacular again.
Look, he does his scoop shot. That scoop shot lays there. He taps it in with his left hand. Now to think about that. Now he's going right.
Quick second jump. Actually, they're going to say that Favors was credited with the basket. Mitchell had a hand up too. Westbrook missing the 3. 7-point lead, under 5 minutes to go. If Utah hangs on, they go on to take on Houston, the number 1 seed. Doubleheader for you tomorrow on ABC. Pardon me, Sunday on ABC. Ingles crossing over Paul George.
Pretty.
Gobert inside, and this time he finishes Hubie.
See, that's why Quinn Snyder is so confident with Ingles leading the team. You see that move? That was a nice reverse move. He sucked up the defense, and then he catches the guy moving.
Inside Adams on the other end of the alley-oop. Good look by Westbrook.
Remember, we questioned Adams at the beginning of the game. He's got 17 points now, and he has 12 boards. He's answered the call along with Westbrook and Grant.
The Thunder need some stops. Mitchell over Felton. They get the stop they needed.
Yeah, just keep pushing. Now you got to keep pushing.
Westbrook, they build a wall that time and stop him.
The key is you keep getting mismatches. That's the key.
Step back over Ingles. Felton. George hesitated. Boy, Paul George fouled. Hubie, it almost seems like Paul George isn't looking for his shot at times amongst other teammates who claim have his back. But he will face free agency questions when this series is over. Westbrook, short. Really short. Under 3.5 to play.
Ingles is quicker than you think. That's 6'8", left-handed. He gets down in there and makes things happen.
Drives on Adams.
There it is.
Created space, but couldn't get the layup, Hubie.
And get it out. Main thing is get it out now if you're Oklahoma City. You got to make it happen.
Felton for three. Yes. Raymond Felton makes it a 4-point game with a little over 3 minutes to play.
10 guys, 5 bench guys. Grant had 9 points. The rest of the bench had 0. Now, by Felton hitting that point, they finally had 12 points.
4 points is the closest OKC has been in the period, and a chance now to get it down to 2. Westbrook pushing tempo. Adams on the mismatch. Good feed by Westbrook. He drops a nice dime, and Adams makes it a 2-point game.
Now, come on. We said at the top that Adams had to come through. He's played a great game. He set terrific screens. Never mind the 19 points in the boards.
Felton guarding Mitchell. The scoop shot good. Donovan Mitchell with 36. George against Crowder. Felton on the drive. Gobert with the block.
Now he just laid off. I like how he played that. We know he's one of the best shot blockers.
For 2 moment.
Now remember now with that 3 ball, he's now 6 for 16 in the 3 ball. The big thing is the mid-range game is good and going to the basket is good. Wide open 3, yes.
Mitchell, 3 on the way, and a whistle before the shot. This place so vibrant, so loud, you can barely hear the whistles. That foul is going to go against Raymond Felton. That's the first foul in the last 2 minutes.
Well, see, it's tough. Felton is giving about 7 inches to Ingles. And anytime Ingles gets down inside, they're always trying to front post up people.
Crowder was temporarily open in the corner. Here's Gobert working off the elbow. Hands it off to Mitchell. 3 on the shot clock. They got to go quick. Mitchell a deep 3. He drew iron.
Now this is
and
key.
Thunder still
this is
alive.
A big key right here.
Westbrook got it back. Wide open 3. It's a 1-point game.
Yeah, he was wide open, and that's what you're looking for. You just don't want to push anything and take it too deep with guys on top of you. The exchange there was beautiful. Good ball handling, and then opening up on that left side.
A 10-2 run for the Thunder. Paul George trying to lock down defensively. 7 on the clock. Favors jumper. Got it.
Nice.
Clutch.
That's the biggest shot of the year for Favors. That was big.
A 1-possession game. They don't need to go for 3 here.
Plenty of time.
George, and it might be a 3-point shot.
Yeah, they gave it to him.
Let's see. It's going to be 3 free throws for Paul George on the foul. Can't really tell from that angle.
No, you can't.
And now they're going to change their mind and say it's on the gather. it appeared as if Eric Lewis said it was a shooting foul.
No, the initial call was a 3. Okay, 2 of them had a 3 because Garrettson had a 3 when he went over to the sideline.
And now they're going to go to the monitor to take another look. Now Paul George clearly behind.
Well, from that angle,
line.
from that angle, he was looking like he was behind. Oh, he's definitely behind.
And it's going to be side out of bounds, though. Looking for a little bit of clarification on that. So it must be on the gather, not on the shot. Westbrook drives, missed the layup. Adams hustling, kept it alive to Felton. George for the tie. One more time.
Take your time. Take your time. Plenty of time here.
Westbrook. Grant kept it alive. Another offensive rebound. And a whistle timeout. Billy Donovan was out at midcourt, on midcourt.
Utah has 2 timeouts. No fouls to give. Now, question. Do you go for the 2 because there's 37 seconds, there's plenty of seconds on the clock here. You do not need a 3, but it looks like go strong. You have to go
inside.
Strong.
Adams got it back.
He got it back.
For the tie, Westbrook.
Can you believe they just got
out of bounds? It'll be a review. Scott Foster is going to take a look at it.
To Utah. You have to go for the steal right away because we only have 24 seconds on the clock.
That looked like it was off Mitchell from that angle.
Don't see. That's what I just said. I just got finished saying that.
Yep.
See, you can see. All right. That to me should be once again. That would be if they get it back. Their 5th offensive rebound in less than a minute here.
They've had certainly enough chances, Hubie, to tie it up. Time up.
They make it or they make a field goal. Well, this is critical here, right?
Carmelo Anthony to inbound to the Thunder. Into Adams.
Now here he comes around.
Paul George. Got Gobert up in the air. Didn't get the foul call.
Oh, boy.
He was looking to draw the hit.
You got to foul. You've got to foul.
You got to stop the clock. Ingles with the ball.
Will somebody foul somebody?
8 seconds to go. They waited a long time.
Now, Oklahoma City they're just so upset that they did not get the call. Now, Paul George does a pump fake, and he definitely gets hit. Okay, now you're going to see it here right now. Watch this. You see, there it is right there. He gets him on the hip. Now, once he gets him there, the ball goes short. Okay, so they think that they're going to shoot a 3 shot. Now, come on, you didn't get the call, but you have to foul.
There were 16 seconds, Hubie, on the clock when they could have fouled. They ran it all the way down to 6.9.
Look, we just showed you they had 4 opportunities to foul and stop the clock, and they did not stop the clock.
And what a night it's been for Donovan Mitchell. They playoff career high, 37 points.
Like we tell you, they cannot move the ball now. They have no timeouts. And right now, you're sitting on 4, potentially 5 points.
And a season that had so much promise with Carmelo Anthony, Paul George, and Russell Westbrook. It appears now that the OK3 season is over. Utah advances to take on Houston. Donovan Mitchell with a career night.